Hey, welcome to an ownership review of the 2021 Ford Bronco. This is my 21 Bronco 4-door. It is cactus gray. I bought it in January of this year, of 22. I did pay a premium for it. It's a 2.7 liter V6 paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. It is a Black Diamond with the Sasquatch Package, which means it comes with the front and rear locking diffs, the 35s, and the beadlock capable wheels. Overall, I love this vehicle. It's been fantastic. I've put nearly 11,000 miles on it. It has been a joy to own and drive, go off-road, commute, and road trip in. The space has been great. It has plenty of room. The seats fold flat in the rear for two big dogs or big cargo. From an ownership perspective, it's really a fantastic truck. My vehicle came with the kind of hardtop, removable hardtop. It's been great. I haven't had any issues. It's easy to take on and off. It makes no sounds. It does not let water into the cabin. It's been through rainstorms. It's been parked in rain. I haven't had a single issue. With that said, the cabin is a little loud at freeway speeds with this hardtop. I have not driven a soft top, but at highway speeds, the wind noise does creep into the cabin, and it can be a little loud for some people, especially if you're coming from, more refined SUVs. This is a hardcore off-roader, so this is more comparable to a Wrangler than, say, the new Defender, which I think is a soft roader. I don't really care what you new Defender owners think. That thing is a soft roader. Anyhow, the vehicle's great. 11,000 miles, almost 11,000 miles, and I haven't had a single issue, not a single hiccup, not a single light come on the dash, nothing. Really impressive stuff. I know there's articles saying that the 21 is flawed, it's blowing motors. Well, I got 11,000 miles and nothing. The ride is smooth, it's comfortable, and surprisingly on a back road like this, handles really well for something on 35-inch mud terrains. The 2.7 liter with a 10-speed automatic transmission is fantastic. It has a ton of power. The torque, the low range and mid-range torque is fantastic. You can just breathe on the throttle and the power is there. The vehicle I had prior to this was a 2020 Toyota Tacoma supercharged manual transmission, TRD off-road, and even with the blower on it, it didn't even come close to this kind of power. Braking's great, and it's just overall a very comfortable ride, very refined for being kind of a, watch out for these cyclists, for being a pretty hardcore off-roader with locking diffs and 35s and mud terrains. If I had any gripes at all with this vehicle during my ownership experience, it's only been the wind noise. That's it. The highway speed wind noise is, it's not terrible, but it's enough to kind of, make you think twice about, taking this on a road trip with friends or whatever, for me personally. But that's nitpicking, really, because this thing has been on road trips to Vegas and LA and further. Other than that, fuel efficiency has been pretty good. Right now I'm showing a 16.6 average on this tank. On highway stints, long highway stints, it is entirely possible to do 18, 19 miles to the gallon on the highway. I have a heavy foot, so you know, that's doing like, you know, 80 miles per hour on the highway plus. The vehicle is able to use anywhere from 87 to 93 octane. I checked the driver's, I'm sorry, the owner's manual, and Ford doesn't have any real guidelines on what kind of fuel to use. When I first bought the vehicle, I used 91 octane, you know, thinking turbocharged motor, the higher octane is better for these turbocharged motors. We're in California, so you know, 91 octane is the highest you can get. But I started playing around with 87 octane. Obviously gas prices have been nuts, and I can't discern a difference in performance. So I've been kind of just sticking with it, and no complaints, nothing at all. Actually, it's been pretty great. Saving the few, you know, pennies at the pump. Other than that, it's been off-road. I've taken it on a few off-roading trips: Big Bear, Cleghorn here in Southern California, Hungry Valley in Gorman, also in LA County. It's super capable. It actually is like playing a video game off-road. It just makes everything easy, like really easy. One of my favorite things about this vehicle is the air conditioning. I know it sounds silly, but it gets hot in Southern California. Today, well, it's cooling down, but it was a hot day, and the AC on these hot days cools the cabin so quickly, cools you off so quickly. It's really quite impressive. I love a vehicle with good AC, because I've had plenty with mediocre AC. It's a lovely day in San Diego. This is kind of rush hour time, but I figure I'd get this review in. So of note, I am actually selling the vehicle tomorrow. I know it sounds funny that I'm glowing in this review of this vehicle, and my ownership over the last 11,000 miles has been fantastic. But I mentioned earlier, I paid the premium in January to have the vehicle, and I'm trying to avoid a depreciation cliff. So I found a buyer that has agreed to a pretty decent price. I'm still selling it above MSRP with 11,000 miles on it. So I'm not going to disclose that number, but you know, it's still going for above MSRP here in mid-August in Southern California. So the market is it's still tough on these vehicles, but it is cooling slightly. Oh, look at that. But otherwise, you know, I have nothing bad to say about this vehicle. I love it. It's great. It's a great dual purpose vehicle for, you know, commuting and then weekend camping trips or off-roading trips, overlanding, whatever you want to use it for. It's such a good platform. The drivetrain is fantastic. The transmission, the handling characteristics, the braking, it's a great vehicle. No complaints whatsoever. It's been completely reliable. You know, the first service comes in at 10,000 miles, and I know it's essentially a oil change, but it was, I want to say it was under $100, and you know, coming from like German cars, you know, that is dirt cheap. To close it up, it's a great truck. I highly recommend you buy it if you're interested. Its nearest competitors are probably, you know, a Wrangler. I don't really see anything in the same price range with the same off-road capability. I really don't. Not that Defender. Not a G-Wagon on street tires. I'm sorry. I know it's got the lockers, and I'm a G-Wagon fan, but not that. You know, the 4Runner, you know, I'm a 4Runner fan. I've owned one. Sorry, it's just not on the same level. Off-road wise, at least. But you know, just hang in there if you have an allocation. I know it's a long wait, but I think they're starting to catch up. It's absolutely worth it. My recommendation is don't pay over MSRP. They will catch up to production. They will come back to MSRP, and you know, it will benefit you to wait and be patient and get the car at MSRP. And you will enjoy it even more because of that, because you didn't pay too much for it. I know the Raptor's coming out, or the Bronco Raptor's coming out. It looks intriguing, but quite frankly, this is all the capability anyone really needs. I know that thing is going to be a beast. I know it's got a bigger motor. I know it's got more horsepower and even crazier suspension with longer travel. I can't imagine needing more than this for most of the off-roading that most people do. And you know, it's probably going to be obscenely overpriced with ADM, because Ford dealers tend to suck. I'm sorry to say, my experience was not good, but you can say that for most marques and their dealer network nowadays. But I think this bad, or I'm sorry, it's not a Badlands, it's a Black Diamond. I'm really happy with it. You know, it's been a real joy.